something like, well, just make sure you play it right.
Yes.
Do the same.
And so, I would play most of that extra stuff. No. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I knew I played it because I'm the only
Put it in
player.
with their stuff and take it home on me.
And it had all that little,
Yeah.
yeah, all that little other stuff.
I got
So I did one part of it, like,
The guy I knew was in Chicago.
not the break straight, but, you know, one of the phrases had. And they were just playing. So I did play that most of the time. But they said,
We're gonna hit that out.
but they were taken from the front where he was, and I was in the very back. I was pretty high up on some weeks, so it's like, it was a little bit too piercing.
Well, we didn't watch today, but I do have my son.
But he was up where the trombone was. Yeah, so, I kind of thought that was standing, you know, so. I know if they do that. It's silly. You don't hear them. Yeah, so like I just left some of that out. And just played more the melody or one measure, just skip it perfectly because I didn't have
All I know is
no.
then the pressure came out, he lowered the pressure and then everything.
So it was interesting, but yeah.
And then I
Is that all right? No, I just said yeah. But I'm thinking, what do you think I'm thinking my card out? I would get all my, putting those extra runs in there for just for fun.
Yeah.
they want to look at games.
I can face difference. Yeah. He posted the videos and then I commented on it. Because he, well, there were several ringers from the Rochester band. So I felt compelled to put my 2 cents in that there was one ringer from the Tennessee Rings. So then send it from me.
It's been too many years.
Well, Champion originally had.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? Sorry I take up 2 seats, but
Pardon?
sorry I take up 2 seats here.
I'll put my stuff on there too.
You know what?
We'll share.
I can put it up here. I'll do just as well. There you go.
I don't know, I think it's, they had it, and then when they said,
How's
what do
today?
they say, you have to.
Is it any stressful?
Wi-Fi is big.
Talked to 0 people. One has a block and it just said hang up because they won't take the call. Another one that had problem with everybody wants to called again the same thing. The rest of them,
Yeah. Well, you know, worst comes to worst, they just get dropped off and someday they'll say, I wonder why I'm not calling anything, but
All I know is, it's gonna be very,
Part of it was about
did another somebody.
whatever,
right.
Did you see it? I mean, the YouTube channel?
they could do it the next day.
I have not seen it yet.
I can email it to you.
And then
I
I
think-
served on the other block.
I saw that you were working on it, yeah, so.
And
As
within,
techy as I am, I probably could find it, maybe.
I can send you the link. It's, and then within the next week, I hope to have them. I figured out how, because I have audio recordings going back for about a year before that. And so I figured out how to make those into videos. And so I'll put those up soon.
Ah, awesome, awesome.
It's very good for reference because, like, I listened to the December meeting last night from last year.
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
like to welcome Chris Maasch to the board.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Next is approval of the minutes for
I make a motion to approve the minutes of November 18th, 2024.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passed. Okay, next is treasurer's report.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion's passed. Okay. Moving on to public time. Anybody for public time? Go ahead.
Leslie Getz. Since it was brought up at the last meeting, I thought it only right that we recognize Deputy Clerk Crossan for putting the announcement on the sign. I know it was up Friday, I don't know how much before that it was up, but I know when I went by it was on there, and I know that people appreciate having that reminder. I do have some serious concerns about some information that we found out at the last meeting, but I'm gonna save those concerns for a later meeting because I think they're more pressing issues. When you're approving the calendar, I hope that you will also schedule the annual meeting and put that somewhere in the calendar or notices so that people will know when that is and they can plan to attend that. I know it isn't a board meeting, so it's not listed on the list of board meetings, but I hope that you're gonna address that tonight. I would like to point out that Michigan law requires the treasurer's office to be open from 9 to 5, at least one business day between December 25th and December 31st. And I wondered what day that was going to be and what day that would be for next year, because I think that's calendar related. And then the ARPA funds, I think need to be allocated by this month, and I don't see that on the agenda, but I'm hoping that maybe this agenda item building update might be referring to that, because I know you were talking about spending the ARPA funds. If that's not that, then I'm concerned about the ARPA fund allocation. Thanks.
Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
Deal Coon, I have a couple things here. I'm not sure if this is something that you can handle or not, but first being that West Calder Road, just off 24. People are speeding on that road, and there's a hill there, if you're familiar with that territory, the pond down below. I noticed a do not pass sign all the way up the hill, but people speed down that road, and I'm not sure if that's something that the county road commission could put something, a speed limit, or something about a steep hill, or something to that effect there, so that people are not doing that. It's become a very popular road the last year now, being as paved, as a level road, so a lot of people take the back way around to get to 24 to head north. And I have a couple of relatives who live on that road, elderly. And I don't know why there's been an accident yet, because the speed is ridiculous going over that hill. And people would not have a reaction time at all to avoid a collision. So it's something I think is very serious. It should be addressed by somebody, and I'm not sure where it goes from here.
Well, there's much we can do with it. The road's a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. You can't change that.
Is it 55 on the side road?
Mm-hmm.
See, I thought it was 45. It's 55,
Gravel roads included.
even on a steep hill. That's an accident waiting,
Unfortunate, but
there's an accident waiting to happen. So
Well,
just
if you look at McCormick and Stone, or McCormick and Sawdust Corners, goes around the curve, right?
Yep.
The road actually goes straight through. There's no stop sign there. That's why you don't have a stop sign. This is years ago. There's not enough crashes.
See, that's the thing now, Sawdust Corners and M24 has had some serious accidents.
We can't.
That's been
state
talked
highway.
about,
We
that's a
can't
state
address
highway,
that.
right, too,
We
yeah,
can't address that, right.
okay. Duly noted. Second thing is, there was a break-in about a month or so ago, South Dakota Road on 24, on the west side of 24. A lot of vandalism done at the same time. I've never seen anything on it, maybe I missed it, as to what happened, who did it, were they caught? Because that's a very serious situation for people in the area.
Where was it?
It's South Dakota Road on the west side, about probably a quarter mile south. It's an older house that sits back in, And he has a big motorhome sitting there, and they thoroughly ravished it was on, Facebook about a month ago. I'm not sure if anybody else heard about that or not, but it's in our township. Did you hear it? Okay. And I never heard anything about it. I understand from, again, talking on Facebook, that they had dogs out there to track people or something. I don't know if they were caught, but there's been not only that, but on Colder Road, if you go west again, my aunt has property there, and her hunters that hunt back in the woods, they had stolen cameras, stolen heater, so there's stuff going on around the area. This one on 24 was major. I mean, they did serious damage to that house. I don't know if anybody's heard anything about that or not, but that should be noted by somebody. Again, I mean, lock your doors.
I'm sure the deputies got the notice of this, and they would be the ones that would take care. We have 4 assigned deputies here, so.
Now, how would we contact them? The deputies here? How would you contact them?
You get called through dispatch.
I mean, how would we find out about it as a public?
Either the newspaper or call the sheriff's department.
Sheriff's Department has the information, if they're
If
caught or
wants
not?
to handle it, maybe the state police.
It's my understanding that the 3 kids are caught on the bus now.
Okay.
What was that again? I didn't hear.
Julie says she understands that the 3 kids were caught.
They did catch the three kids to your understanding? Okay,
Yeah, but they're underage.
underage. Okay,
course.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, that figures. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, Karen Bershako. I live in Metamora, but my parents have been taxpayers here for 40 years. And I'm planning to be buried out there with my brother, who was buried in the wrong spot. So first I'm going to file a complaint with you. I've got a copy for each of you, but Dan often does not distribute them. So that complaint is about Jamie's comments. Deputy Clerk Jamie Crossan last month, who basically said I should butt out of it and not be here, and I have no place here. She clearly is not educated on the Open Meetings Act, which is how you all have these meetings, is under the Open Meetings Act. Just like Dan Frisch said I should sit down and not talk because I'm not a taxpayer. So that's just, really uneducated, and you should do something about that and get that fixed. Gosh, because we wouldn't want to discourage democracy, right? So it's been now a full year since you voted on getting the website fixed, and you picked a company that you said, I listened to the meeting last night from last December. You went on and on and on about the company you picked and why you picked it. And it was, I believe, $3,350 to get that website done, and I checked it when I was in the car waiting, and it's not been, there's nothing. And somebody said, well, it takes a long time to do a website. Actually, it can be done very, very quickly. It can be done, I would say, 3 months would be super generous. Definitely within 1 month that could have been done. So I haven't had any updates from you. And again, that's taxpayer money, my parents' taxpayer money going into that. I heard a rumor, an interesting rumor, that the treasurer showed up at someone's house because a tax check was misplaced, asking for a new check. And that's really interesting. And I have to tell you, I haven't had time to go through thoroughly myself yet. But going through the treasurer's reports and seeing someone else's notes on them, gosh, there are potentially a whole lot of errors on those treasurer reports. So I would hope that Mr. Frisch here would try to do a better job. So the Construction Code Authority came up last month. Really fascinating. I didn't know anything about that. And it kind of sounded like, oh gosh, it's out of our hands that a house was built over a drain and a septic field was built over a drain. It's not out of your hands. Do something about it, get it fixed. That's what we pay local government for. That's what we expect out of local government, is not to have houses built on drains and causing everybody potentially a lot of money. I just want to end with this. I talked about a little bit about Judge Applebaum. I listened to the hearing where Judge Applebaum repeatedly went over the fact that his ruling that John Lewis should have nothing to do with the airport, that ruling had been violated. And he said, oh, I listened to part of it, transcribed part. No, I listened to the whole thing many times through. It's utterly fascinating to me, your relationship with the truth on that issue. Thank you.
Yes.
Dawn Hilliker, Mayfield Township. I'm not sure of your name, I didn't catch it. It is my home that Mr. Frisch showed up to. In his defense, he was very polite. It was shocking to me that a township treasurer would misplace a check. Very shocking to me. He did find the check. My husband spoke with him today. So beyond that, that situation was clarified on a personal level with us and addressed. I want to address every single one of you as a group very quickly. Julie Schlaud, I would really like for you to speak up when you're speaking. I understand that you may have a light voice. People want to hear what you have to say when you're saying it. So underneath your breath is almost ignoring the residents, and you work for us. Dan Frisch, when people are addressing the board, please don't roll your eyes, shrug, laugh, look at someone else. That is not respect towards the residents. You want respect as a board, you want us to come here and speak to you respectfully, then do the same to the residents that come here with their concerns.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Ron.
Ron Kile, Mayfield Township. I'd just like to comment that the airport grounds look better now than they have in the last 5 or 6 years. So, keep up the good work.
Thank you. And you can thank John for a lot of that, so.
I figured you'd tell him.
Anybody else? Okay, we're on old business, there's no old business. New business is meeting dates and holidays. First one, the township holiday schedule for 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mayfield Township holiday schedule as presented.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next one is a resolution setting the 2025 meeting of the Mayfield Township Planning Commission dates.
I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution setting the meeting dates of the Mayfield Township Planning Commission to be held on the second Wednesday of every month at 5:30 p.m.
Right?
It's a resolution, so we get to vote.
Chris, you second it? All in favor, say aye.
No.
Opposed? That's all. Resolution.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Frisch?
Yes.
Dan Engelman? Myself is a yes.
Okay. Next, a resolution setting the 2025 meeting of the Mayfield Township Board.
Can we discuss it for a minute as far as?
Gotta make a motion first. and then
Okay. Sorry, I'll sign it.
Yes, I second the motion.
Okay.
Adopt a resolution setting the meeting dates of the Mayfield Township Board to be held on the second Monday of every month at 5:30 p.m. as presented. And Cheryl,
Sure. So, May 12th, 2025, and then May 7th, 2025. May 7th is the budget workshop. I think let's see, the 7th is a Wednesday, the 12th is a Monday.
Yep, the 12th is the meeting date, and the 7th is the
Budget.
budget workshop.
So it would be possible, just so it goes in ascending, that we flip those around, so the 7th is the 12th, other than having.
It's always been like that because it's a budget. It used to be a special meeting,
Okay.
but now it's not.
I think what she's saying is it's right here.
No, I know what she's saying.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that shows you that it's not a regular board meeting.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so then can we talk about scheduling the general meeting for June? Instead of having.
We're not gonna discuss that tonight.
Why?
Because we don't have that, let's say a date right now.
We set a date last time when we did it for the year, yeah, we did.
Last year?
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't
Well, I know it has to be by the last Saturday of June, so I was proposing either June 16th, which is a Monday, or June 23rd, which is also a Monday.
I guess it doesn't,
I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, we're doing.
Because I said the last time, we don't know what we're doing on those days, so I said it last year and I feel the
and
same
it
way
was
this
changed
year.
anyhow. Right?
It was.
We can bring that up at a later date, it doesn't have to be done today.
I don't know why it wouldn't be done today. I mean, it kind of gives the impression.
Well,
that
people
the
don't have
residents-
their summer schedules in place or things that they wanna do either, so.
Yeah,
know,
but
set
we
it-
got the whole year for the others, so what's, you either come or you don't, as far as I'm concerned. Like any meeting, if you can't make it, you can't make it.
Well, it's up to you if you wanna make that motion.
Well, I'll make a motion to.
No,
No?
we've got this motion on the table,
Okay, so what do we need to do?
so we have one.
No, okay.
I mean, you could ask for a consensus if you wanted to, but, we'd have to adjust this motion before your meeting.
Okay, so this one,
Otherwise you
second,
Or you could get a consensus of what everybody else wants to do. I said, same thing last year. I'd rather do it later in the year for that reason. Everybody knows when the board meetings are, because they've always been that ever since I've worked here. So that's, I think, a different ball of wax.
well, it's not on this resolution either, so
That's correct.
this one is, and this one's been out there, so let's continue on with this motion that's on the table here, that's not part of it, so. This resolution. We have a motion in a second,
We do?
okay, roll call.
Chris?
Yep.
Dan?
Yes.
Frisch? Dan Engelman?
Yes.
Me? Yes. And Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. Next on here is the Mayfield Township holiday schedule.
We already did that. You did that first.
Just have a luxury pack on it.
I had it on there. Number two now.
Yes. Number two, office hours. Julie, you had a,
A request to talk about, changing the hours of the township from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 to 4, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 1, to, doing Monday through Thursday, and having every day be 9 to 4. Right now, we're 29 hours, the other way would be 28 hours.
yeah, a few more time during the week available.
Well, having a short day. To be honest with you, when I became the clerk, the then supervisor, actually the first day I was here, asked me to change Wednesdays to 9 to 1. And I was not for doing that. Apparently that was old hours from years ago before I started working. So, a lot of the townships, very few of the townships are open on Friday. There might be one or two that are open till noon. I was asked.
But they're not open during, the other hours during the middle of the week, right?
Most of them, like Deerfield, I know they're closed on Tuesdays. Most of them are closed on Fridays. One's open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 1. Like I said, it's, and you're open till 1 o'clock. And those are the hours that were here when I started working here. So this board really didn't have anything to do with all that. It's just, do we wanna be here all day, the days we're here? Or, and have Fridays off? Or the way it is?
It makes sense to me. I know usually even at 1 o'clock, just because the doors are shut, there's still work has to be done.
Exactly.
I mean, I think there's a misconception that 1:30 doors are locked and everybody's going to go. That's not true. So, makes sense to me.
Sounds good.
I mean, it does make sense, the only thing is that you're just reducing it down by 1 hour. You're open 28 versus 29. I know a lot of government places are not really open on Fridays, a lot of them are closed. I don't know what the public feels, if there's a lot of people that aren't available and have to come in on a Friday, because that's their day off, or, I know Tuesday, Thursdays are, to me, are quite inconvenient, because they're until 1 p.m. So,
Well, the thing is, you can't be open 24 hours a day, so
Right.
you have, people want to come, they have to make arrangements for the time slots that are available.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you wanna go see your banker and you wanna get a loan, and they close at 5 o'clock, you don't get up to 6, you make that adjustment to your schedule, you know, you can't do 24 hours a day, 365, it's impossible. So,
Well, and somebody calls and says, you know, just like we'll give election time, for instance, you know, if somebody says, I can't, they will call and say, oh, you're open till whatever, I can't make it then, well, when can you be here? We've always tried to make arrangements with whoever, whenever we could. You know,
are there some
Yeah.
days, are
and it
there,
doesn't affect Nathan, because Nathan's here on Wednesdays.
are there some, like is Friday a light day, or is it just kind of keeps in wings, some days it is, sometimes it's not?
I would say it's later than Monday. I think Mondays are probably the big day. But just depends on what you got going on, you know, depends on the election time,
Mhm.
you know, whatever I have. And like I said, if that's inconvenient for somebody, they, you know, they could call and
Right.
somebody could make arrangements.
somebody wants to make that motion?
Make a motion for the new hours. I'll second.
To
Go to 9 to 4.
94.
Please.
So I'm going to say to adopt a resolution changing Mayfield Township office hours to Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4,
Effective
effective
January.
January 1st. Is that okay, Chris?
Sounds good. Makes more sense to me.
And do a roll call when I let you make the resolution.
Nice.
Frisch?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Schlaud, yes. Kyle?
Yes.
I'll bet.
All set?
Okay, yes, I am.
Okay, my motion passed. Moving on to, board appointments.
I will make a motion to appoint, the clerk to the Mayfield Township, as the Mayfield Township representative to the EMS and Construction Code Authority, supervisor to the Mayfield Township, as the Mayfield Township representative to GOTA, trustee Maasch to the Mayfield Township Planning Commission and ZBA, and trustee Kile as the Mayfield Township representative to the Emergency Preparedness.
Support.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, there's other appointments here.
Yep.
Okay, motion to appoint Jamie Crossens to the planning commission for a term ending, April 2026.
The support. That's the motion you made, right? Yep.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passed. Next motion, no, I'm reading this again.
Yeah.
A motion to appoint Beth Knowlton to the zoning board of appeals for a 2-year term ending June 2026.
Make that motion.
Yeah.
All in favor say aye. Motion's passed. Motion to appoint to Lapeer County District Library. Motion to appoint,
We have two people.
this is the library for a 5-year term ending in 2029, December 2029.
And this goes with.
I'm gonna speak out of turn and say that some time ago, I let the supervisor know I was interested in that position. I was never informed that there was any kind of process or anything to submit my name.
Yeah, and realign
Yeah,
our dates
okay.
with theirs.
All right. Need a motion to reappoint Glenn Stoltenberg, Jamie Crossan, and Chris Maasch to the Board of Review for a 2-year term ending December 2026.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll support.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Next motion to approve Mayfield Township Safety Building bid proposal from general contractor Joe Prather in the amount of $413, $413,000. $700.
I just listed everybody. So we're approving Joe Prather's and, the grade of asphalt in the amount of $182,368. Dave's Land Survey in the amount of $2,500. And WJH Concrete in the amount of $3,513.60 to be paid for with the Mayfield Township ARPA funds. The $413,000 has not been paid yet, the rest of them have, but they're all, you have this,
I do.
yes. So those are, the first one was already paid
So these are all,
and approved.
this is all broken down as to what was paid.
That's
For
correct.
our fund.
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then at the bottom, you can see that, the ARPA will cover everything with the $7,986.36. So that will be our
Well,
responsibility.
the safe, which is the safety building is the last.
That's correct.
Gotcha, okay, and that's the additional.
That's correct.
Okay,
We hope to have it done, started this year.
okay.
However, when I speak with Joe and I agreed with him, they want to start the building and then pour concrete in the winter because sometimes they
Right.
get it too hot. Chloride, and it'll spider, and it makes a mess, and it's like not worth it. We've been this long without it, so maybe a couple months, till we said we'll start this first project in the spring. Everything's set in place as far as the,
What's the,
well,
how long do you think it'll take to complete it once it started, barring any unforeseeable?
3 to 4 months. We did get, with this, we got the okay to use a well that we already have next to pole barns. We don't have to pay for a well, they just have to recertify it. That will connect there. So that was a savings, and that right there, about $10,000, I'm assuming. So, that's
And
right.
they are already putting the cable in for the lease to get the, I don't know what it's called. What they do the reports on, ACE. And that will be hooked up in here and then moved up there after that gets finished.
And does that include the extra bay for the ambulance?
And, well, and I'm sorry you don't have the drawings, Lincoln Company does, but anyhow, it's L-shaped, and then the back will be quarters for the ambulance people, they work 24 hours, so they'll have a bunk room and dining area, whatever. And then the police will have their office, and then they have a locker room that will be like shared in between the two. Locker room, shower, and something, you know. So, you never know what those
And we'll be
people.
able to possibly use it if we need corrections. That was my big thing. Instead of having, because tearing this room down is,
Yeah, these
No.
buildings are heavy.
yeah.
And
Well,
then,
to move it all around and then move it all back, it's not good for the furniture, number one, but
Right.
it'd be nice to have it all in one
and the
spot.
and the expectation is that the ambulance will pay the township rent for that space?
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we haven't really discussed that yet, Cheryl, to figure that out.
Okay.
So,
I need to say-
that wasn't, we mentioned with Russ or anybody and say, hey, that wasn't, that hadn't been brought up, so we'll see where it goes,
Okay.
but fact of the matter is, the money is not taxpayer money that, so to speak, that this building is being built with,
So
so.
you have extra space in the event that you don't have to add on in the future if you need it or
And
something.
it will have a generator,
Okay,
have its own generator, and again, if, you know, if there's a catastrophe in the township, you know, God forbid, we got two trailer parks here, one behind us here, you know, for some reason tornadoes like to migrate to them, I don't know why, but anyhow, if that came up and there's, people need a warming place or whatever, we have the generator here, have a generator there, heat, and, you know,
And the problem with this building is it has no showers,
Yeah.
so that will shower.
so.
You need a second. I made a motion. You need a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Okay, this situation, this is a motion to approve the bid from Oscar Larson, as presented for the fuel master equipment at the DuPont Airport, the amount of $15,725. What was there, left with the former tenant, I'll leave it at that. Consequently, there's no fuel at the airport, the tanks were drained and the equipment was removed. Now, we have a need to get fuel back in for the pilots and get an updated card reader so they can use their credit cards to buy fuel. So, that's what this is, a piece of equipment that was removed completely.
Well, I'd second that, but I'd like to call him before it gets in.
Want to get in?
Yes.
John, what, you talked to them, what,
About 10 days.
10 days, yeah, we gotta have it, we need it, they need it.
they need approval to
Sure.
say go,
Yeah,
do it,
I say
get
go.
out. They're pretty good about,
Made the motion.
I said go, I second go.
did you, sorry if is there a price quote or dollar amount?
oh, I thought I said
You
Yeah.
might have,
Yes.
$15,720. And that was installed, correct, John?
No, that T&M is the installation, time and material, that would be additional, because they don't know how they left it. Because there's exposed wires, there's stuff wrapped in plastic.
Okay, so this is the piece of equipment, but
That's the
then,
equipment, right,
okay,
and that's what they said, it's just time and material, it's a lot less expensive for it to do it that way than to just guess.
yeah, there's not much there,
No,
I
it's-
don't think, it's the pedestal or whatever it was.
Right, there's bare wires and communication cables and a few other things that have been cut, so we don't know to what degree, because it's wrapped in a plastic bag and duct taped,
And it might be destroyed too, possibly, right?
possibly.
Yeah, we don't know, so.
But at least it's not, we don't have to go underground,
Right.
it's gonna be, it should be there, should be.
Right.
But it shouldn't be but another couple of $1,000 maybe at the most.
It's gotta be right.
We gotta buy the equipment first, so. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. John,
I'll call
Thank you.
you need Frank to dial a phone, just ask him.
them.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We need fuel. Okay.
I know.
This is the sheriff's department agreement.
Where was the Oscar first? That was the Oscar.
I didn't have a copy of it.
Yeah, law enforcement agreement.
Well, believe it or not, price went down.
Huh?
Yeah, the president did that. No?
No.
What's the agenda, sir?
Last year was, $379,145.05 for us. This year's contract is $376,599.39, so we're talking about $2,500 less, which isn't much.
2,500, 2,500.
That's right.
Just, they go up.
So,
So basically, everything is the same, the
Yep.
four officers.
yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
And plus they had gotten that huge raise a couple last year or whatever, 2 years ago, so. You need a motion to approve the county,
Yes,
Hmm?
yes.
I'll make a motion. I make a motion to approve it.
okay? Second?
So the motion is, Chris made a motion to approve the county of Lapeer agreement for law enforcement services with the Mayfield Township, in the amount of in the amount of $579,383.68, with the township portion being, that was the whole amount. The township portion is $376,599.39, and the county's portion is $202,784.29.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Okay. That brings us down to committee reports. You have anything, Julie? Your-
Thank you. So EMS, they updated the server, and I think I said last month, they're switching to T-Mobile for better coverage. The health insurance cost is up, so they will be increasing their coverage, their cost for the coverage. And they're having a problem with the prison paying their runs, and they're working on budget for the county.
Are they part of Detroit Edison, or are they?
No,
Oh,
no, but apparently it's not just us, it's over the state of Michigan, it's kind of a big deal.
they're part of it, yep. Okay. All right. I think we're setting up range for GLTA. Okay, payment of the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay bills.
Support.
Okay, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Adjourn at 6:13.
She voted for her own daughter twice. She didn't vote for her daughter to be on the board. That is not even, that is against ethics ordinances in a lot of other places. Here's the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for this, and it should come right up.
Okay.
But I can also send you the link.